What is good, y'all? SGG family, it's your boy SmooveGotGame back with the MLB The Show content with MLB The Show 23, man. You guys have really been showing the love and support for your boy on the last review that we did with the Reds. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you guys go back and check that out. It was a great series where we ultimately ended up, I don't know, maybe we did the mission, maybe we didn't. But here today, we're looking to try to do something similar in the next MLB The Show. And off rip, I knew I wanted to do an American League team. Now, there's a lot of teams that are heavy favorites. I think the Oakland Athletics are going to be somebody that almost everybody tries to do, whether you on YouTube or doing it personally, because this roster is terrible. Nobody over an 80. You quickly get into the 60s. And I don't even think the best potential they have is 1A potential catcher here with Tyler Soderstrom. But other than that, this roster needs complete help, both in the farm system and up at the top of the league. And it would give me a nice little challenge over in the AL West. Now, of course, you got the AL East, where my Yankees reside, which would be tough to come out on top of. If we want to World Series with this team, it'd probably be through the wild cards because the Yankees are always on top. But the top of this rotation is great, or the top of this team is great. Overalls are all in the 80s up there. We got some mid to high 70s, a lot of A potential prospects, so a lot of young guys really leading this team. And so the future looks bright in Baltimore. Like there could be a serious series here, in which case we got not only single A, but double A, triple A prospects, all at A potential. This team is going to be good in probably about 3-4 years if these potentials end up working out. Of course, you know, with MLB The Show, your potential could not be your thing. Now, of course, the very last one, we're getting one team, it looks like in every single division, the Detroit Tigers. Now, you got Tariq Skubal, who we're very familiar with the Red Series, ended up being one of our stars and important key factors in the coming years of that franchise. And we traded for him. And Cesar Hernandez also too. You see him right there down in AAA. You know, he was a very important, most valuable player for us. So we got two guys that we're familiar with. I can't believe they didn't want to do a 69 in this game. But the farm system's okay. Not as many A potentials, but they are there. There's flashes of them, and they haven't reached anywhere close to their potential yet. They're not in the 70s. They're all in the 60s. So a decent farm system mixed with a good challenge up in the major leagues makes this a very enticing team as well. So we've got our top 3 picks, and as far as which of these 3 I'm feeling the most that I could take over, well, welcome to the Detroit Tigers walkthrough, baby. This is the rebuild of the Detroit Tigers. So if you're a Tigers fan, go ahead and subscribe because we're about to turn your team around, hopefully sooner rather than later. But of course, you know I'm going manual on all of these. I'm controlling every single aspect of this as the GM. We'll be making roster moves, trades, scouting, setting lineups and rotations. We'll be starting this on regular season day, and from that point on, this team is officially mine. So whatever is happening in real life, forget about it. Throw it out the way. If you're a Tigers fan, you probably might want to do that anyway. Go ahead and just tune into this series regularly, and let me show you how to rebuild a team the fastest way possible. Now, of course, the first thing I immediately noticed is Tariq Skubal, our best player on roster, is for whatever reason, not even on the 40-man roster, but at AAA. So looking at the stats that he put up, he actually has good real life stats too, not only just in the last MLB The Show that we played. So the first roster move that I wanted to make immediately off rip was moving Tariq Skubal to the major league roster, which meant, of course, I had to make some room before you get a roster for him, let somebody go. Of course, move one of the starting pitchers that was up at the major league level down to AAA. But kind of going through the rest of this roster, getting familiar with it, Eric Haas looks like he's going to be our power guy. We still got Miguel Cabrera, but Spencer Torkelson at first base, one of our hot prospects here, 23 years old, A potential, only 63 overall though, so he has some work to do, but the contact is there, power is there, looks to be a good hitter. Fielding looks to be like what he needs to work on the most to kind of really boost himself up and be ready to come up to the show here soon because Big is getting old. Another prospect here, Jace Jung. B potential, only 22 years old though, so he's got some work to live up to. Defense is already there. He just needs to work on his hitting, and maybe he can find his way up to the show too soon as well. But we also got some good prospects in the outfield. Riley Green here at 22 years old is on the major league roster with that A potential. So we'll see how much playing time he's able to get. You know, maybe we do sit him down to AAA just so he can start and really boost up that overall, or maybe he ends up making this, you know, lineup at some point. There is possibility in space to move my dude inside. Now you can see the rotation that they wanted me to start out with. This is obviously before I moved Tariq Skubal up, but this is the they wanted me to work with. They had 7 starting pitchers up here, which I thought was just way too many. We had almost no middle relievers, 2 setup dudes. So here you can see I make that move to go ahead and get Tariq Skubal up to the 40-man and up to the MLB roster. We just go to the worst starting pitcher out of all of those ones that were at the major league level, which ended up being, I guess you could say, Bo Brisket. risky. And look, don't blame me if I'm butchering your favorite player's name, all right? They should have easier names. But we went in and sent him down to AAA, and now we got Tariq Skubal not only making the Major League roster, but he's going to be our ace for this upcoming season. I think it'll be a way better choice than Spencer Turnbull, which maybe in real life might not be, but in this series it is. And Matt Manning, also somebody that I was intrigued with. I was getting like the itch to play the game, so I just played a mock game just really quick, and Manning was somebody I played with. And I only played like 2 innings, but as far as the stuff goes, I was really impressed with it. It looked like somebody that could potentially be a key part in this rotation too as well. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I got him some reps on the rotation, keeping him in the rotation, and making sure that we definitely will be watching him throughout this first season to see how he progresses and gets better. With that B potential, 74 overall, there's still room to grow and get even better, because you can outperform your potential, but you can also underperform. He can stay at 74 overall. Now, staying with pitching prospects, we have Casey Mize, which is how I'm going to be pronouncing here, so don't get on my pronunciation, but A potential at 25 years old. He can see himself, as long as he progresses nicely, at the show here soon. He's had a couple of stints up here. Looks like he had 30 starts back in 2021. 79 record, a 3.71 ERA. So he could find himself up in the Major League rotation here soon, especially if we're struggling. Jackson Jobe down at AA with that B potential, only 20 years old. He could find himself a key member, or at least a trade piece, to get some more other people over onto this team. So I really wanted to dive deep into these rosters. We're going to look at the minor leagues this first season. It's going to be a quick little flyby season, but we will be taking time at the minor league levels to get ourselves familiar with our prospects, the ones that we're favoriting, the ones that we can't wait to see at the show soon, and yes, potential trade targets, because that's how we got Tariq Skubal last time, trading away a minor league prospect, and we ended up with somebody very, very good. That was a very, very key factor of that series, and a very, very key reason on why he's the ace of this team right now. So as you can see, here's the lineup that they wanted us to also rock out with. I'm going to do a little bit of changing to this too, just because I didn't like how it was set up. You know, I got Miggy down at the 6, I got Eric Haas at the 4, which I see more as like a 3. We got Cesar Hernandez coming off the bench. So I guess the lefties are going to put him in just because his contact and his power were better from that side of the plate. We'll go ahead and let Akil Badu go ahead and be the DH against righties. But this is how the line's going to look for right now. No Riley Green in the starting lineup for today, at least. You know, that could change. And I wanted to go ahead and look at our financial situation too. Right now, we got $40 million in available budget. Not going to be one of the most highest spending teams, but we'll be able to do a little something for agency. No crazy contracts, no 7-year, $200 million contracts, but we'll be able to do a little bit of something, especially once we clear up some of this space. Miguel Cabrera making $30 million ain't going to be a thing no more. Eduardo Rodriguez, who has not produced and looked like a $15 million a year starting pitcher, might not be here no more. Javi Baez, if you don't play too good, that $20 million could be gone and traded. So we'll have to look and see. And of course, we'll have to contend with some of the other powerhouses in this division. The Royals, you see a lot of A potentials up there at the top, a lot of 80 overalls. The Twins have a very good roster top to bottom too as well, not only from their prospects, but good young talent. That's going to make this very interesting. You got the Guardians, who look like the early front runners to take this division with 2 90s straight out the top, a bunch of 80 overalls, and a lot of A/B potential filling out the rest of the team. So they're probably going to be the team that we're looking up at the most as far as competition. Now we got to fight our way through, you know, the White Sox and the Twins and the Royals to get up there. But the Guardians are probably the early favorites for this division and probably will be for a couple years. So let's just go ahead and get straight into opening day here in Tampa Bay, going up against the Tampa Bay Rays. These Detroit Tigers rebuild looks to get started today. As you know, we got that man Tariq Skubal kicking it off on opening day. But I'm looking to see what the series is going to be about. Now, if you are new to the series, how I will be doing this is obviously a mix of playing full games, player locks, critical situations, minor league gameplay will be in here too as well. Taking breaks at the All-Star break if we have any All-Stars, and really diving into that postseason once we finally get to it. Now, I do play the games, but it is post-commentary style. So you guys will be up here kicking it with me in the booth as we go ahead and watch these. I wouldn't say highlights because it's not chopped down here that much. You see the video is 38 minutes, almost 40 minutes long. But you can see here's our early projections on some of our team leaders. A 258 average better not lead this team. And for dang sure, we better have somebody at least get me to 90 RBIs. 77 RBIs ain't going to be it. Especially with Javi Baez having 23 home runs. We got to fix that. But today we'll be going up against Shane McClanahan. 28 starts last year, a 12-8 record, 2.54 ERA. That is what you would call an ace. And we're going to have our work cut out for us with below 1 and 194 strikeouts, only 166 innings. So he's obviously got some magical stuff, some good breaks, some good control. and most likely some good velo. So Matt Berlin will go ahead and have to kick us off here. Last year only batted 246, but we got him batting leadoff with some of the most speed and best contact. I figured it would be the best thing that we could do here. As the first pitch that gets us underway will be a ball. High and tight as we look to get this season underway and have a good opening day. We take the next four-seamer about chest level out the center field. Unfortunately, right to a glove as we were not able to make anything work there. And there's our young star, our red star, Cesar Hernandez, the man that was so clutch. Probably one of my favorite players to hit with in that whole series. We'll see if that changes here. As already Kami Freeze looking. Watch that four-seamer right at the knees. You know, Reds, Cesar Hernandez would have knocked that one out the park. But this is a different series as Miggy takes that ball in the right field. He's got a 1-2 count here. 2 outs. Will he be set down? 1, 2, and 3. Chopped on the ground on the slider to third base. He'll glove it himself. Throw over to first. And 4 speed is so disrespectful. I don't think I've ever seen anybody even in Madden be that slow. But that is so disrespectful. As Tariq Skubal will go ahead and get the opening day start for us. The 3.52 ERA is not bad. 1.16 whip. 117 strikeouts and 117 innings. I think he will definitely put up better numbers than that this year. But we'll have to see if playing in this game. And I will admit, kind of breaking the fourth wall of the game. Playing in this one does feel a little bit different than the last one. It feels a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother. I don't know what it is, but I do like playing on this game just a little bit better than last year's. Now back into the gameplay as we got an 0-2 count here, though. Randy to lead off the game. In on the hands. Four-seamer jammed him a bit out to Meadows. And that'll be the first out of the season for Detroit. Manuel. Watching that circle change get left off the plate. Margaret up the middle to Verling. Will he be able to get in? Nope. He will let it bounce in front of him for an easy base hit. Nice easy work that time. As Yandy Diaz is up next. And they are going to say he checked the swing. So it's a full count now. As he has plenty of time to get this pitch in. No pitch clock in MLB The Show. But even still, we are walking our first batter in the series. And it's first and second. They already got a good run scoring opportunity for Brandon Lau. Takes that slider off the plate, though. Pops it right up the school wall. Infield fly will be in effect. And we'll go ahead and just glove that one, even though it's an automatic out anyway. And get 2 outs. Wander up next with a great chance to score a run. But unfortunately gets underneath that four-seamer. Pops it right out to Carpenter in left field. He will glove it. And that'll be an easy 3 outs for us. Relatively easy. I'll say is that is a check swing. Haas riding his way down the base path, and he's not able to get. How is a guy with more power than you still got more speed than you? I'm still caught up on that fact that my man had 4 speed. Javi Baez up next takes that circle change into the opposite field gap, trying to show that he's worth that $20 million this season. He said, "I don't want to be traded. I want to be in Detroit to finish out this contract, get this money." And as long as he produced like that, I see it in your future. Jonathan Scoop up next gets to an early 3-1 count. Still plenty of time to maybe do something here. We will not give the green light, and he'll walk his way over. Shane looking a little bit rattled here. 25 pitches in. 1-2. That ball gets away, and the runners will be able to go in and advance up to second and third base. So now we got 2 guys in scoring position. 1 out. Full count to Nick as he swings through the four-seamer in on the hands. Not able to make anything shake there. Kerry Carpenter is up next as he swings through that circle change. It is now a 2-2 count. 2 outs. Will they be able to get out of this without scoring a run? And they will. Nice, easy plays. There's we're through 2. And we still have yet to put up any kind of runs. We go bottom third. Tariq Skubal gets back into the game there. As you see that ball kind of getting away from him a little bit there. 1-2. Swings and misses at the slider. And now we got an 0-2 count. Can we get another strikeout on here on Maggot? As that will go into the outfield. Meadows is going to go ahead and try to cut this off, but that's 99 speed running around the base pass. It'll come into the cutoff, man. He's going to the plate. Throw will come in, not in time. And that's why you go get a man with speed at the leadoff spot. Margaret able to easily get an RBI base hit to go ahead and bring him in. And there you see a hit and run tried right after it. As we got 0-1 here with 1 out. That'll be a liner that goes out to Meadows again. The ball is loving him today. As a throw will come in all the way to third base, being up the line. And unfortunately not able to make anything happen. Brandon Lau back up again with another chance to score some runs. Last time he squandered it. 2-0. One out. Ooh, just way too early on that one as he pulled that one into the seats. 2-1. Right over to Cabrera, who will get it and tag him. That's a great double play by Miguel Cabrera, showing that he can still flash the leather a little bit, catching the line drive and tagging his base runner for the double play. But Margit, great little hit there into the outfield. Didn't even get to the wall, but that 99 speed was just too much to deal with. And now we got Eric Haas. Only a 32% chance to win the game this early. But let's see if we can go ahead and get a little bit back here. Swinging and missing through the upstairs four-seamer. He will be our power guy, though, with almost 90 power. The vision is kind of low, so maybe a little bit of a Joey Gallo situation here. As that curveball gets blasted out into right field, deep back at the wall, it is gone. I can't do the same call, can I? Yes, I can. It's gone. Home run for the Detroit Tigers, and Eric Haas, his first of the season, puts them on the board for the, oh my gosh, that forehead is kind of long. It puts them on the board for their very first run of the series, and it ties things right back up as the Rays thought they had an early lead, and Haas just muscling that one in the opposite field. Only 386 feet, so not that far, but ties it back up. And actually, we skip ahead, bottom of the sixth or top of the sixth to his very next at bat. 2 outs. Game still tied at 1-1 as it's been a pitcher's duel here from this point forward as that ball gets lined down to the outfield, just barely over the outskirts glove. It'll be hit up against the wall. Eric Haas will go ahead and move into second base. As that is a good 2-out double, maybe starting a little rally here to finally take the lead. Shane is still in the game, maybe starting to get tired a little bit. Look at this, just barely over the outstretched gloves. He leaped up for it, could not get it in time. So next I'll bring up Javi Baez. 76 pitches in. He's got a favorable count too with a 2-1 count. Wheeling, dealing. Four-seamer gets called a ball. Maybe a chance to walk and get Jonathan up to the plate. Swinging on the circle change on the outside. Maybe should have had the red light. Instead, is chopped back to the pitcher for the out. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on the 2-out rally. But Tariq Skubal back in the game still as well. As his pitch count way lower than counterpart Shane. Getting another 1 pitch out there. 2-0 here to Yandy. Ooh, little pump fake on that. So he will have a 3-0 count. And with this late in the ballgame, you got to start wondering, it is early in the season. You see the stamina bar is at the yellow point. So you got to start wondering, how long can this arm go? You don't want this game to get out of hand. If he could just finish this inning, I think we go ahead and just let him have 6 innings and a quality start here. 3-1. Gets another four-seamer called over the plate. Back to another full count here as Diaz looks on. They're going to say he checked that? Oh, no even review down to the first baseline. They just say he straight up checked that. So that will be a walk. Not exactly what you want, especially with the game being as long as Carrera will grab that one, try to chase down the defender, but he must have forgot he had 4 speed. As that'll be thrown over for the double play. 3-6-1. And they will go ahead and go to their bullpen. Tyler Alexander, 27 games last year, great, at least a low whip, but ERA was kind of high. So maybe we can look to compete off that and tie this game right back up. And now we get into the bottom of the 7th, still tied 1-1, as we go ahead and try to look to keep the game exactly like that. No more starters in the game, but we're going to look to see if we can keep the same pace up here as Verling is able to go ahead and catch that one in the outfield. Nice little 2-pitch fly out to get things started. 0-2. Going to the same location, just a little bit shorter this time as it will drop in for a 1-out base hit for the Tampa Bay Rays. Looking to go ahead and maybe make a game of this. Isaac is up next. Ball's going to be in the dirt. Good get up by Haas. Not allowing the runner to move forward, but it will be 1-2 after that pitch. And that'll be lined out into the outfield. Foul territory, hitting off the warm-up mound. Thankfully, nobody's over there warming up. Could have got cracked in the head as that circle change gets him to swing straight through. And so far, Alexander looking pretty strong. 2 up, or 3 up, 2 outs. And that is the third one as Miguel Cabrera is able to wheel that one in. A nice, strong inning of work there, not giving up any more earned runs to keep this game tied. We will stay here with the pitching as Christian Bethencourt will go ahead and come in as a pinch hitter. Something that you probably won't see too often. Pitchers aren't hitting in this one. We got the universal DH rule set into place. So even on the National League side, we will be seeing DHs. So pitchers won't be hitting that often unless they are two-way players.
like Shohei Ohtani, as that ball will be taken up into the outfield. Meadows will get underneath it and glove it. Maybe they just felt like they had a better bat than their 9-hitter on the bench. Unfortunately, did not work out for them as Randy drills this one deep into left field. Gone. Solo shot for the Tampa Bay Rays and Randy's first home run of the season as he puts them up 2-1 here late in the game. Just that four-seamer caught too much of the plate and he was able to completely rake it into the outfield, man. 423 feet. After something like that, you gotta think that you gotta slow this thing down, but they will immediately back that up with a double down the line. It looks like not able to get to it quickly and cut it off. So Manuel got a double. Right after that, only one out, so there's plenty of time to keep this rally going and make this lead even higher. If Alexander can't get it wheeled in, scoop. Will go ahead and catch that one for a line up to third base. You know, we got Brandon Lowe up with another chance to score some runs. You know, he's had a few run scoring opportunities already today. 0 for 3 in them, unfortunately. And can we get him here on 3 pitches? As that will go right out to Matt Verlin. He'll go ahead and settle underneath it, and that'll be a nice way to end the inning. Only giving up 1, but that 1 is very costly. As they're not able to go to Jason Adams. 67 games last year. Great ERA, great whip. My man was a great reliever when he had to be. 8 saves or 12 opportunities, though. Shows me that he's blown a couple. Maybe this could be one as well. As they also will go ahead and put Luke Riley out in center field as that pitch hitter was out of position. I guess he couldn't play center field at all, so they go ahead and go to somebody else. And we're at 3, 4, and 5 to end the ball game, exactly where you'd want to be. So getting a good look at his pitches to see what we can probably expect here is that slider already going to get started early. Way too low to even offer at. Circle change off the plate at 2 as well. This is a 2-0 count. Watching it upstairs about chest level. Don't want to do anything with it. Slider in on the hands. Have yet to see the four-seamer 3-1. Maybe it's coming. That'll be a slider he tried to get on the backdoor part of the plate. Unfortunately, it'll be a 4-pitch or 5-pitch walk. As we watch all of those go by, Eric Haas, though, swinging and chasing the slider away. Javi Baez will do the same thing, same exact location. This time not for a strikeout, though. 0-1 as there is a runner at first base. A double play ball can end this ball game. 0-2. Checked his swing, but I think that'll be a called strike 3 anyway. So I'm not exactly sure if they say he went or if it was a called strike, but that was right on the corner. Could have went either way. And now it comes all the way up to Jonathan. 2 outs. Time run is at first base. You are the winning run. You could do something here in opening day to really make it exciting. 1-1. Gets the pitch to hit, but unfortunately pops it straight up. Catcher will settle underneath. And the Tampa Bay Rays will walk out of opening day with a victory. Very solid performance, though, from the pitching. You know, we only gave up 2 earned runs. If this has been the Red Series that we've been used to, we would have easily probably won this game, like with offense, but not too much offensively coming from us. Haas had 2 hits. Baez went 1 for 4. But other than that, and Hernandez's hit, everybody else went 0 for. Only 4 hits on the day-to-day. And that lone solo home run from Eric Haas early ended up being our only run of the ballgame. Squadda 6 innings, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. Alexander only 2 innings, 3 hits, and a strikeout as well. So even though the ERA is looking high, I mean, he did do good inning of work. Only gave up an earned run. We would have loved it to be 0, but we'd be heading into extra innings right now regardless. We'll go ahead and get back into things. Something else that we will do for the series, like I mentioned earlier, player lock games. This is a good way to get through maybe a series that we want to highlight, play a full game, player lock the rest, in case just to not leave it up to a critical situation standpoint here. And after that last game, it's clear one of our offensive stars, at least to me, is going to be Eric Haas. So I figured, why not? Let's go ahead and get a player lock game with the catcher and see what he has to offer for us. You know, we had a 254 average last year, only 14 home runs. We're going to need way more than that this year. I mean, if you get 250, I'm cool with it, but I at least need you to hit 25, 30 home runs this year. So we're going to be on the lookout to see if that's something that he could possibly do as he swings through that 4-seamer low. At the catcher position, too, haven't too often had a catcher that is a power hitter, so it's nice to see again. You know, like the Brian McCanns of the world. Nice pop that you can offer from the catcher position. We're used to Tyler Stevenson offering good contact, always hitting well over 300, but this time around it'll be mostly power. See a strikeout in his first at bat, so that's something you gotta be okay with power. come strikeouts, as that is a perfectly timed swing going deep into right field. Gone! Solo home run for Eric Haas, and you already saw we were up 1-0. That makes it 2-0. As his second home run of the season, unfortunately with nobody on bases, still as well. But that ball is long gone. And here in the top of the 8th, he's already 1 for 3 on the day. 2-1 count, takes one up near the shoulder. Gets up a little quick and a little angry. If there was a button to rush the mound, I probably would have pushed it. But unfortunately, we don't have that ability in MLB to show. Probably don't want to promote fighting in your sports games. I understand, but we are down now 4-5 after being up 2-0 the last time we came up to bat. So this is going to be a very clutch situation here in the top of the 8th to see if we can come through with the victory. As he goes in, Austin Meadows goes down swing. Miguel Cabrera, 1-2, lines this one to the outfield. It will get down. Haas stopped about halfway in case he needed to go back. But now we've got time run at second. Go ahead at first. And Jonathan is up and he'll ground this one over to third base. Throw will go to second for 1 over to first. Got him. Double play to go in the 8th inning there without being able to score any runs. And unfortunately, I didn't have it set to... I didn't know this setting needed to be changed to where you can watch the box score. So it just kind of skipped at-bat to at-bat to at-bat. So we weren't able to see what happened there in the 9th inning. But unfortunately, we're not able to get the dub. The Rays get out of here with a 2-0 series lead. So they will for sure be winning the series. But we've got to go ahead and try to come out tomorrow and not get swept. A better game hits-wise, 9 of them. You see 2 from Burnley at the top, 2 from Cabrera, so much better day. 3 for 4 for Baez, so much better day for him as well, getting his first homer of the season. And Turnbull, 6 innings, 4 earned, so not a quality start, but I guess a decent one. If we could have just allowed a couple less runs, maybe let them stay in a little bit too early. But before we get into Game 3 of the series, it is Sunday. And now you guys know, I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with, I don't have to even tell you, Sundays are the new days to go ahead and set your scouting for the week. You no longer have to do it every 2 to 3 days. You just go ahead and come in here once a week to go ahead and set your priorities and see what you want to do. Now, obviously week 1, we probably need to set some positional needs because that is going to be a great way to get interest build up for the players that you're scouting. So that way when it comes time to signing, it's either a little bit easier or they're actually more inclined to sign with your team. This year, you can lose some of your draft picks by not signing them, which should. Sometimes I don't even like signing all my players anyway. If I draft you and I realize, oh no, this is a bust, your potential low and your overall low, nah, I'm not even gonna sign you. But we'll see how it turns out this year. I felt like our 3 biggest positional leads would be shortstop, third base, and catcher. Those are just kind of some of the situations. You know, I said Eric Haas is our dude. He is up there in age. I think he's 30 plus. So wanting to get some youth in those positions that could potentially come up. We have a first baseman of the future. We have good pitching, or at least 1 or 2 good pitchers that could in their way up to us. So those were the spots that I felt like I wanted to get the most attention to. We had center field taken care of already. So just kind of going and looking through all the prospects, seeing what might be available at our pick. We do have the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. So we will be picking kind of early. We want to make sure that we hit on that pick as much as possible. So the first thing I wanted to do is go ahead and look at the catchers, since it was a position of need, and right there 5th on the MLB rankings board. So we'll see what he is for us, Russell Chu. And then we've got a relief pitcher I want to take a look at, Cosmo Macias. And then I still do want to look at starting pitchers. If there's a good ace out there, I want to get him at 21 years old, a potential for 80 to 99, 64 to 83 overall. I want to go ahead and look at Marco Torres as well. With this #1 pick, we have to make sure that we are hitting with it. So not looking for new players, we're just going to scout the ones that are already on the board to see what there could possibly be out there for us. Maybe on the next week, we'll go ahead and start looking at opening up some new players and getting new positions. But in the next player lock game for Game 3, I want to look at Akil Baddoo. We didn't get a chance to look at him in the full game because it was Cesar Hernandez's time to go ahead and pinch hit. But with a righty up, which is what we'll mostly face, we'll go ahead and see what he can do. And already 2 pitches and hit onto base. So 2-2 count here to Kerry Carpenter. He's going to take off for second base, swing and a miss for a strikeout, and he is in there safe. That's something that he will add to the top of the lineup. Not only is our first guy, Matt Verling, fast, he is fast too as well. Unfortunately, not able to go ahead and come around the score here in the 1st inning. But we will go to the top of the 3rd. Running out at first base, trying to lay down a bunt, possibly move the runner up. No outs, get 1st and 2nd. I like what he's trying to do. But we need hits here. That was a 4-seamer right down the middle. Just barely missed it. 0-2. Gets it right in pretty much the same location. Although that right arm got to be hurting. And here we got 1 out. 2-2, Haas on the ground. He will tag at third, throw to first base. Get him for the double play. And just like that, still nothing. We skip all the way to the top of the ninth. It is 7-4 Rays. And just like that, that base hit will go into the outfield. We're going to go ahead and send the runner not home. He was at third, but they threw to the plate anyway. So Akil is able to get into second base. Nice heads-up decision. And just like that, we got second and third, no outs. Tying run at the plate. Kerry Carpenter on the ground. It'll go over to third base. Avoids the tag. Throw will go over. It'll be an RBI ground out to third. So with one out, Eric Haas will come up with a chance to tie this ballgame with a swing. Unfortunately, it'll be on the ground for a base hit to go ahead and bring in Akil. And he brings it within a one-run ballgame. Did he just start a rally here? I don't know. We got to get into the full game to see. Austin Meadows, one out, runner at first base now. And here in the top of the ninth, we're looking to maybe get our first win of the season, but it will be in comeback fashion as that'll be a base hit down the line. It's going to roll all the way up and hit up against the wall. So this might be a chance for a double as they go ahead and hold Eric Haas over at third base. Not going to try to extend him to the plate too quickly. But they do say go ahead and get a pinch runner out of second. Meadows, 52 speed. So I'm looking at some of our other guys over here. I do see 73. I see 79 by Wenzel. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and bring in 79 speed. Just in case it's a base hit up the middle, we can go ahead and possibly bring him around to score too as well. So I do like the idea of bringing a pinch runner. And next up is Miguel Cabrera, Mr. Clutch. I think his clutch is in the 90s. Although the contact and power is low, my dude does have some good clutch. As that ball will be looped into the outfield, caught. Wasn't very clutch in this situation. That rating needs to go down a little bit because that was not it. Little pop up to second base gives us 2 outs. Now a base it has to do. Even a sac fly would have at least tied the game. Couldn't even hit it that far. First pitch to Jonathan, and he's showing that he's clutch. Only a 51 rating on that one, but the runner will come around from second base. Throw will not be in time, but we have our first lead here late in the game. 8-7 ball game thanks to Jonathan's 2 RBI base hit up the middle. And just like that, they're going to bring in Sean Armstrong to go ahead and try to stop things from getting even worse. As there's still a chance to keep this 2-out rally going. We want to build this lead up as big as possible. And Javi Baez still hitting down the 8 spot. Gives us a great opportunity for that 2-for-4 day here today. Can we extend that to another 3-hit day? As he had one yesterday, 3-for-4. Can we go 3-for-5? Froze him on the slider inside. And unfortunately, we'll have to go to the top of the ninth though, but bring in our closer, Alex Lange. Last year was not the closer, was a middle reliever, probably a setup guy with all those holes. As we also go ahead and change up our right fielder. Wenzel does not play in the outfield, so Riley Green will go ahead and get his first action of the year, getting into the outfield. Won't see him at bat, but we'll be out there to play in some of the field. But now we've got our closer, Alex Lange, in for his first save opportunity this season. We get to see a look at his pitches, and he will be facing 1, 2, and 3 in this lineup to go ahead and get it done. That knuckle curve looking nasty there. 1-2 here, comes back to it. And that'll be blooped out right over second base's head, but he will have enough room to range back and grab it. Great play there. Next, we got Margaret coming up with a chance to give them the tying run on base. 2-2 with 1 out. Swings and misses through the knuckle curve. That thing I told you is nasty. And I love his pitches. I love the knuckle curve being first. Something, especially with that much break on it. I love it. Now, this one, unfortunately, will be a circle change. Hit out into the outfield for a base hit. Green getting his first little action with the ball. As he goes and throws that into the cutoff man. But now we've got a 2-2 count here. Chance to save against Brandon Lowe. We've seen squander opportunities to get runs in before, but now he represents the winning run at the plate. Chops the circle change foul. We'll line it back up. Full count once again, going right back to the sinker. And unfortunately, too far in on the hands, not what we wanted it. And that'll be a walk. So now the winning run is at first base. Got to move him around the base pass and get him on home. If the Rays want to see a sweep here in the opening day series. 0-2 to Franco. 2 outs. Last pitch possibly gets hit up the middle. Thanks to the mound, it gets over to Baez, who throws over the second for the easy dub for the Tigers. We're very appreciative of that mound because if it goes up the middle, that's probably a tie ball game. We're at least seeing extras, maybe even getting that time run across to win it. But it bounced off the mound right to Baez, and he's able to go ahead and get the final out for us. And we get our first win of the series. Not only the Rays series, but this rebuild series as it comes by way of a 9th inning comeback to give us an 8-7 win here. Great ball game all around. 13 hits, Jonathan with 3, Baez with 2. And after seeing this type of performance, I'm thinking I might need to rework our lineup a little bit because Cabrera's 0 for 5 again. And Jonathan is showing that he's a very good clutch hitter. 3 RBIs here today, 3 RBIs from Berlin at the top of the lineup too as well, showing that the bottom of the order is able to get on base. And that's something we're going to see success with the Reds too, getting the bottom of the order on base. As you can see the pictures there, Origin, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, so not a bad start from him. We just didn't close out the game good with our pitching staff, giving up obviously 5 more earned runs after he was out, so we got to fix that bullpen. But as you can see, coming away from the first game, man, a 1-2 record. We put up some pretty good stats here. We go ahead and take a look at some of the bag stats going through. I will be adjusting this lineup as the season goes on to find the best possible lineup to give us our best chance of scoring runs. And right now, I do not think that this lineup is it. Javier Baez will see a boost. Jonathan Scope will most likely see a boost. I think Kerry Carpenter will be coming down, maybe even Akil Badu coming down. I don't know just quite yet, but we will be reworking this lineup to make sure that we're getting the best possible feel for it as we can. And maybe even working in some bench guys to see what we got over there, but also the rotation. I think it's done pretty good. I was impressed by the start we got from Squadda and Lorenzen. Turnbull, a little turned off by his start, but we'll see on the next one. It was only just 1 start. And the bullpen has showed me that I might have a reason to fear them 60s because it was looking bad. But next time out, man, we will go ahead and get through a couple more weeks, get a couple more scouting instances in, get a couple player lock games down at the minor league level because their season does start earlier. So AAA's already started playing games. I think AA starts after this Houston series. So we will be getting a look at the minor leagues too as well, to go ahead and see what we have there, some building blocks that we would like to build, especially coming into the draft, knowing what areas might be taken care of, who we might have, and what areas do I think I need to get stronger in. So if you guys are ready for this series, man, you guys are happy that baseball is back on the channel. This was one of my most viewed series on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe because this will be coming back regularly, especially after we finish the Hogwarts Legacy. This will now be the main thing on the channel. I will be coming with a Road to the Show possibly too as well. So be on the lookout for that. MLB content will be the dominant thing on this channel for a good minute. So if you are happy for that, you want to see more of it, you don't want to miss an episode, subscribe, turn that bell on for your boy. It really helps the channel grow. I appreciate it, man. Road to 1K. Let's go ahead and build these Detroit Tigers up like we did with the Reds. Head over to the reaction channel if you guys want to for that too as well. Road to 5K over there by the end of the year. Let's get it. And I will catch you guys in the next one. It's been your boy GM Smooth. And I'll catch you guys next time. May the roar be with you.